baby stalking my IG, claiming that our love is real. That our love is real. 2 phones, but I need like 3. Cannot reach me, I'm not there. Plane take off and leave at 3. Walking through the pool like, yeah. 2 phones, but I need like 3. Cannot reach me, I'm not there.
I just heard a loud ass.
Mario was like, "Hey, Kevin, look."
Viniendo de frente.
Yo.
What up?
What's going on, brother? A fucking trip and a half, but I'm here. What's going on, brother? Say hi to the cameras.
What up, what up? What's going on? Welcome to AUTOSTARS.
AUTOSTARS, baby, let's do it. So talk to me, how the hell did we end up here?
I don't know, bro. It's been a couple of years, huh?
Yeah, facts. So, AUTOSTARS, like what? Talk to me.
Shit, man.
From the beginning.
After college, I just hopped in a van and started washing some cars.
For real?
That's it. Started washing cars on a mobile van. First of all, I was at my mom's house. Washing shit at my mom's house.
Really?
Yeah.
And like the little garage in front of the crib?
Started doing it in front of the crib, yeah. Then I was doing it on the van for fucking 4 or 5 years.
And then just little by little?
Just kept snowballing, Just taking the money that we're making, reinvesting it back in the business, not getting crazy and,
How did you like promote yourself though? Like how did it? You would like tell like family members to tell people in the street?
Biggest thing I'd say is word of mouth, dude.
Word of mouth?
Reputation is everything when it comes to business.
Yeah.
So, you got to be a good person, good customer service, make people feel welcome when they come in places. But
so what was it like when you was doing it at your mom's house?
it was a little weird at first because it was like we were doing friends and family. Then I'd have people stop and be like, "Oh, you guys doing details?" Like, yeah, we are. Like, this is the price at that time, given moment, whatever. We did a good job. The next person, she'd say, "Hey, look, so and so down the block is doing this, doing that. Why don't you go over there and get it done?" And then it just started to snowball, and it was a snowball thing.
You was nervous? You was scared
Definitely,
when you first started?
100%, always. I'm still
Like,
nervous. I'm nervous to this day.
For real?
Of course.
Like what?
There's different things that come into play as the business gets bigger, whether it's taking on more jobs, taking on the scheduling, getting guys, that you can trust that are, professional in their craft, like Jeff and Mario. Have been here for a long time. They're, trustworthy guys. They do good work. It's like having a family here when you're here.
This is fire.
And this what you're seeing now is, just over the course of 3 years of just taking 2022 we opened the shop, and then it's 3 years of us just working hard, long hours, dedicated in the summer to, building something that we could all enjoy.
Take me around, show me.
Yeah, so like right now Mario's doing a full detail on this Mazda. So he's gonna basically rip through and through of this entire car, give it a full extraction, shampoo all the seats, steam clean it. This guy had a little bit of an issue, he spilled some bubble tea, so when you're dealing with something like that.
Is bubble tea hard to get off?
Not necessarily, but a car wash is not going to do it.
Yeah.
You need guys that are very professional in their craft, that are attention to detail, that can use different tools that a car wash doesn't have, like a steam cleaner, or spend 2 hours on something, to get it done for you.
I'm going to put the picture of the before and after, but
Hell yeah.
to see how it came from that to this, like, are you proud of yourself?
I am. I'm proud of myself, but I'm never satisfied.
Yes. Because you're going to expand, I'm
To
pretty
this
sure.
day, every day I want to figure out something that'll make us better. And like this room is to be coming soon. This little door right here.
Yeah.
That's going to be. We just actually took over the rest of the property, so now that's going to be our waiting
inside
area.
there.
Yeah. So somebody.
What's in there now?
Just a bunch of old desks and shit. So we got to start construction in there. So we got to close right now. But what we're going to do in that room is we're going to make that our lounge.
Okay.
So we're going to have a nice couch in there, big TV. Start doing car shows on Sunday, football Sunday.
Word. Yeah,
have a bunch of
it's on
guys
the
come
spot,
down.
yeah.
Big ass sandwiches.
A hangout spot.
Yeah, exactly. Get the cars done, get it washed. Mario's making his potions over there. But yeah, this is pretty much what we got through and through. Today's a little bit of a slower day on a Monday, but this brand new Tesla's getting full tints, doing full ceramic tint around. We only do offer ceramic tint. It's just a higher quality film. You don't have to worry about it being, destroyed over the next couple of years, whether it's turning purple, it's not a dyed film, it's not a carbon film, it's not going to bubble up on you. The visibility looking out of the car is much clearer. Looking in is a little bit darker.
Do you have a love for cars? Is that what made you want to do this?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did your love of cars come from or start?
From when I was little.
Little?
I'd say from when I was little, yeah. Just always snowballed into something.
Yeah. I ain't really too knowledgeable in cars myself, but I want to. I'm starting to like look at different cars, and I actually, I got a little Honda CR-V, but I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to get, pop out with something like this, This is nice. What car you drive?
Show you. Right, it's a little dirty though. Don't judge me on the dirtiness.
It's fine.
I don't wash it.
This is a judge-free zone.
It's pollen. Pollen season. We don't wash cars. I got the A5 right now. It's 23 A5.
What made you get this car? Talk to me.
The color.
The color?
Yeah, definitely the color. I had a little bit of a problem with a BMW. Don't buy a BMW if you haven't had one. Don't do it.
You don't like BMWs?
Unless it's an M. If you're getting an M, it's a little bit of a different story. But
an Audi.
Yeah.
Like I like to ask you. I'm a big thinker. You know this. I like to ask people questions.
100%.
So I'm just always trying to figure out why people get the things they get. So me, I got my car because I grew up with Hondas. I'm a Honda family. Now my parents and everybody got a Mercedes, they leveled up, but this is my first car, and I got it like 3 years ago. I heard it was reliable. My parents always tell me it's reliable.
Absolutely.
So what made you want to get this? You said just the color? Like you like Audis? Or
So I'm kind of trying to figure out what I dabble in the most, I would say, right? Like this is my third car. So I had a truck first. I had the Ram.
Why the truck?
That was what I wanted.
That's what you wanted?
That's what I wanted.
Okay.
And then after the truck, I actually sold the truck because it had positive money in it to buy the van for the business. So it was a little bit of a sacrifice at the end of the day.
I'm going to need you to send me a picture. You got the picture of the van?
Yeah.
I need you to send me a picture. It's here?
Yeah, the black one.
Oh, over there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, let's take this walk.
Yeah, so this whole lot now, like
So you sold a car that you had personally to buy a car that you drive, like you drove this around to like hang out with people?
For a little while.
Really?
For a little while.
Sacrifice, right?
That's it. Now we're taking off, right now we're in the middle of taking all the vinyl off of it. We're gonna wrap the whole thing, change the color of the wheels, tint it out. Gonna pimp this thing out a little bit. Give it some love. Hasn't had some love, so needs a little bit of work. But this whole lot now, this whole lot is gonna get finished paved out. And we're gonna have all parking spots, and this is just gonna be ours. So we're gonna have car shows here. It's all private property. So we'll have car events here, shows.
This is like motivation for me. This is beautiful. It's nice to see other people who work hard and want and sacrifice for what they want. What I guess kind of troubles did you get coming into this?
Definitely money.
Money?
I would say, yeah. Like I'm a kid that didn't come from much. Like my parents did well for themselves, but they weren't, buying me brand new cars and doing this and that. So when I kind of told my dad I didn't really want to go to school, and
what was his reaction?
He wasn't as bad as my mom.
Your mom?
My mom, yeah. But it was more or less like I it just wasn't something that was with me. We had that conversation too when we were back in school. And it was just like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was walking around doing this, doing that. I just kind of feel like I was wasting time a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I didn't.
What did you go to school for when we was in school?
Business management. So yes, would it have helped me have a degree? It would have. Do I need it? Not necessarily, because I feel like you learn all this shit by just being in the water.
Yeah.
Right? You learn how to swim by being thrown in the water and figuring it out.
Not watching videos.
You learn how to ride a bike by figuring it out. You don't ride a bike by
taking
watching videos.
the screep, the when you bust your ass, hurt yourself.
Exactly. As far as like that, I would say that was definitely one of our biggest things. Is like going into the winters, like we only had a couple $1,000. Like trying to leverage that situation is all right. We're not going to be that busy. Like what do we do? And every season now, every winter that has passed, we've gradually gotten busier, and that's kind of how I scale everything. But as far as like starting out,
I'm waiting.
Starting out,
I gotta wait. You got clientele. I'm over here. I gotta leave my car right there. I'm waiting. That's fire though.
We got some stuff going on. We got some tints in there, the detail. This is nothing.
For real?
Yeah. Sometimes on the weekends it gets a little bit busier.
Yeah,
like Fridays and Saturdays. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's another tinter here, and then there's another detail here.
And you're the owner.
Me and my two buddies.
That's so fire.
So me and my two boys that I grew up with from.
Y'all all started it from scratch, or somebody came in along the way?
So I had started it when Dom was in college. Dom and Nick were in school, and as I eventually started to get a little bit busier, Dom jumped in. He wanted to help me out, and he had a full-time job with a degree, and he was like, this isn't what I want to do. I want to help you do this. I was like, all right. So me and him scaled it together. Nick came along a little bit later. And now the three of us just all hold different tasks. And that's the best thing that you could do. If you could build a team of 3 people that think alike, you'll never lose, bro.
And you all have different roles.
That's it.
What would you say your role is?
I'd say my sales work, physical work, just kind of like the mind.
Vocal? You're the vocal guy?
I'm the voice, I would say, yeah. And then Dom does a lot of the accounting work. Dom does a lot of graphic design work. Nick does all the tech stuff. Nick's very big in tech. So he does if we need to fix something on Google or we need to do something on, as far as marketing goes, or fix like a computer or a camera or something in the shop, like Nick's able to figure it out. Me? No. But it's same thing.
Why the AUTOSTARS? Where does the name come from?
Honestly, we just came up with it one day.
Just said fuck it,
Just say, it sounded cool, it flowed well, it sounded like, we were trying to think of a name that's a brand, right? We were trying to think of a brand name, not something customs, not something like detailing. It is detailing, but something where we could say, all right, AUTOSTARS, we could put that on a t-shirt, we could put that on a bottle, we could put that on it's a brand, we brand it that way.
So I like to ask questions as if nobody knows anything. And plus, I like to learn too. What does detailing mean when it comes to cars?
So detailing can mean a couple of things. It can mean as far as detailing a car and making sure it's super clean, or detailing is a very big aspect, right? Like very in detail as far as what you're doing and work goes. So even if we're doing a starlight in the ceiling, we're very in detail with that work. So we're gonna make sure as far as where the lights are, we're lining them up properly. We're not gonna, put a cluster in one area and then space it out in a different area. We're very in detail as far as, making sure everything's cut perfectly, as far as Jeff doing tints and details. In this business, it's a very imperfect business, so it's hard to be perfect, but it's very easy to be 99.9% perfect. Especially if you have the customer side of things and customer service side of things.
So what would you say you guys are mostly known for? Like, what do most customers come here for?
I'd say detail and tint. Tint and detail for sure. Right now, actually, we've been very big as far as wraps go. We put out a couple of cool projects. If you check on our Instagram, you'll see some cool charger, like a cool charger we just did. We did a Jeep, so we rebuilt those whole cars. And what Jeff's doing is he's shrinking the film to make it mold to the glass, so when he sticks it on the interior of the glass, it'll take shape. This way it doesn't lift up.
I ain't gonna lie, I need some tints. I might get some. How much you guys charge for tints? Well, it depends on what you get,
So
right?
really, it depends on what windows you do. Like your car, your back windows are tinted, so you could do the 2 front windows.
I want it to be exactly like what it is in the back.
Yeah, so if you tinted the 2 front windows, you do like a 20%. Sometimes you can get away with 35% if you want a little bit lighter. It'll still blend right. Usually for 2 windows, we charge $180. For you, obviously, it got you a little bit cheaper.
I appreciate that. Damn,
it'll look fucking, it'll look sweet.
I'm gonna have to come here, I ain't gonna lie, because I really need some tints badly.
Oh yeah.
And when you guys work on my car, what are you gonna do?
We'll give it a nice silver package. So we'll do the exterior, we'll give it a clay bar, spray wax, deep clean the wheels, tire shine, windows in and out, give it a nice vacuum on the interior, dashboard, center console. Give it some love, need some love. Give it some love.
So I wanted to ask you, so when you told your parents that you didn't want to go to school, they gave you a reaction, and then obviously you handled that well. You say, I'm still gonna keep doing my thing. When you told them that you wanted to start this business, what was their reaction?
My dad was on board.
He was on board?
Yeah, he was on board with it. He didn't really kind of see where it was going to go from there. My mom to this day kind of doesn't think like it's the biggest. It's not big, but she thinks I'm still in the driveway washing cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she thinks it's like, I can do whatever I want. It doesn't get to, when it gets to this point, you have to really be in control. But I told my dad, he was on board. He was a little eerie on first, looking at me like trying to figure out. Like I wanted to buy a steamer.
A steamer?
Yeah, it was expensive. So he was just like, I need a little bit of help. And, he threw me $1,000. And I took that $1,000, I made it into something. I gave him back his money, and I said, I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you for letting me get that little bit of a jump start, because I didn't have it saved. But, not to the point where he was able to call and give me $100,000 to go fucking start a business.
Yeah.
But it's my goal at the end of the day to make that $100,000 and be able to provide to him at the end of the day.
And what do people say now about you having your own business? And like
a lot of people look at it as I wouldn't say disbelief, but more or less like very, like you said, very impressed. Like to see how much time and effort I put into trying to grow something like this.
And what advice would you give out there to people who like want to start their own business, want to chase their dreams?
Don't compare yourself to other people.
You found yourself doing that in the beginning?
Yeah. Don't compare yourself to other people that have been in business for 30, 40 years. Everybody that comes to your business is people that you make relationships with and you build up clientele over time. It's never going to be something where you jump into a business and you make 50 grand in one day, or you do anything like that. At the end of the day, we still are. Like I said, I'm not where I want to be. Am I happy where I am? Absolutely.
Of course.
Am I blessed? Absolutely. Thank you, God. But we still have work to do.
Yeah.
We're not satisfied.
How would you compare yourself to others? Like, what would you think? What would you say?
I'd look at spaces, not necessarily work, but more or less like spaces, like how they have the place structured, like the size of some people's facilities. And I'd be a little weary on like, all right, I have a 2-bay garage and this guy has a 9-bay garage. But again, you don't look at the deeper stuff when it comes to business, which is like credit lines, and you're looking at, profit margins and stuff like that. And I'm happy being here, and this place is going to grow from this specific spot. And then in the future, we'll decide to move on if we do, to build up other locations.
Why this location?
Very unique. We're right on the main highway.
Yeah.
Our biggest clientele is cars. So we have to have at least 10,000 cars pass a day.
Yeah, I was surprised by how close it was. As soon as I got off
Right
the
off the
highway, I'm
highway.
here. I'm like,
And then that's our biggest thing. Our market is cars, So once we put up signs on the building and we have the place structured out, a lot of people now that are driving back and forth out of those 10,000 cars will have 500 people a week walk in and just grab some paperwork and see what's going on. Obviously rough numbers, but just saying a lot of our work right now is on Google and Yelp. We're very well known on Google and Yelp. So for us to have a storefront now is a little bit different, because a lot of people don't use Google and Yelp.
Do you how do you guys usually like promote yourselves now that you have everything situated? Like, how do you guys usually promote yourselves?
I'd say a lot of Google, bro.
A lot of what?
A lot of Google. A lot of running ads. A lot of ad running. Now we're really working on promoting ourselves by going out and talking, meeting new people, going to car shows, talking to people, trying to build those relationships with clients and whatnot.
I'm gonna lie, it's fire in there.
Fire, right?
I like
I'll
this.
grab a drink. Let's see if I have an extra water. I'll grab you one.
100 years of music. Everybody knows the brand of Dhawks.
I know it's your car, my fault. I was
Jay, you drink
just
soda?
recording. So if you had to choose a location, where would you choose? Where would you have chosen?
So I feel like everything kind of happens for a reason, and we ended up having a contract over here, and we were just doing a dealership. So we were washing cars for a dealership, and we came and grabbed lunch one day, and we saw this place, and we were just like looking at it, and they weren't really using it.
What was it before?
It was a car dealership. So I was like, this spot was a dealership, and then this garage was just empty. So apparently they told me back in the 80s and the 90s it was a mechanic shop. Now they were just using it basically to throw shit in here and nothing. So I spoke to the guy that was in there at the time, and I was just like, if the landlord's interested in renting it out, we might want to do something.
Yeah.
And we never thought about opening a shop, but when we saw this place, we were like, all right, maybe we could do something with it. Maybe she'll hook us up or whatever. And we established a relationship with her over time, and when we found this place, we kind of just known that this was the spot to do it.
How long was the process to like close it and get here? Like from the moment you saw it?
From July to October. It was pretty quick, yeah. She was pretty excited to hear like what we were doing, like what we were trying to do. So she wanted to be a little bit supportive of us ourselves.
Yeah.
So we're really blessed in that aspect as well. We have really good people around us that support us. And like whether it's friends, family, people that are above us or whatever it is. I've come to start to learn a lot more that everything's supposed to happen for a reason. You're supposed to learn from certain mistakes, and you're supposed to grow where it's needed. And
now obviously you have 2 workers here. What's the hiring process like? In case somebody sees this.
It's tough, man.
Really?
It's tough. You gotta, it happens differently than like us. Like we'll throw stuff on Indeed if we're looking for something specific, but it happens a little bit differently. Like I said, Mario's been here for 3 years. Is here the day he stops working here, it'd be very hard to replace.
Yeah.
Very hard. So Mario, like I said, has been here since the day we opened. He's seen the place grow from day one.
Yeah.
Jeff's been here for a little bit over a year now, and Jeff came to me one day and told me he has his own tin business. And to me, the biggest thing is finding guys that have a lot of heart in what they're doing. He always wants to do a good job. Jeff always wants to get better every day. And he's only not been tinting that long, but he wants to get better every day. And he now, the point that he's at is very good.
Yeah.
But he tells me all the time he still wants to get better and better. And that's the biggest thing to us.
How many workers do you have?
So you have Mario, Jeff, Hamza, Andre, Lasha, 6. Shot and Jaded, so 7.
They all specialize in like different things?
Correct. So
Okay.
it's like, I never really call anybody like employees, we call them the team members.
Team members.
So we build a team around this place. That's how we look at it. And like Jaden and Shah, they're electricians. So Jaden and Shah do anything that has to do with electrical work, whether it's changing DRLs, whether it's putting starlights in a car, doing ambient lighting, doing underglow on a car, anything in that manner, and that's all they do. They don't come here to tint, they don't come here to detail, they're here specifically doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Mario wants to get into other things, but Mario is one of the best detailers. And you can show too, like Jeff's work, when Jeff does his tints, very big on edges. Make sure it looks like it's not even on the glass. Like I said, quality's the biggest thing. So. And taking time, that's what I say to everybody.
So what's the next step?
Next step is building up this place.
Building up this
room, yeah. So we're gonna make this room right here. We're not. You could kind of get a peek in there if you want.
You can't go in there?
Nah, well, you can, yeah.
Oh,
We got
people
somebody.
in there.
He's studying or something. Yeah. But so in that room we're gonna put a whole couch in there, TV, coffee, espresso, bar table, snacks, merch, spray bottles, different stuff, spray wax, tire shine, whatever we use here. We're gonna come up with our own type of brand, brand everything inside house. This way we make it like a brand, like I said. Have it as a waiting area, a chill area. Come here on a Sunday and just watch football all day. Get your car done. We're gonna have memberships also available in the future. So memberships being, ranging from $60 to $200. You get something included in those packages, whether it's 2 exterior details a month, a detail a month, 15% off, 20% off all our services. Free parking spot for the car shows. So we're really making this place, working to make this place great.
A whole business owner. That's crazy. Now where can they find you guys at?
72 Edmond Street in Edison, New Jersey. So we are right off of US 1 northbound, and you veer off to Edmond Street. We're the first building on your right. You can't miss us.
And what's your Instagram, social
Our
media?
Instagram is The AUTOSTARS. So it's The AUTOSTARS on Instagram. And then our phone number is 917-445-6084. You can shoot us a text, you can give us a call, whatever's easier for you, and we'll make a dream come to life.
Let's get it.
Whether it's detailing it, protecting it, customizing it, check out our Instagram to see what we're all about.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. Let's get it.
See you.
Baby stalking my IG, claiming that our love is real. That our love is real. 2 phones, but I need like 3. Cannot reach me, I'm not there. Plan take off and leave at 3. Walking through the pool like, yeah. 2 phones, but I need like 3. Cannot reach me, I'm not